welcome to our Crazy Life Scotland. If you're new here, my name's Fiona, and today, my mat is sticking to me. Sorry, today I am going to be making 3 lovely different tea light holders for Valentine's Day. And I'm going to be using the moulds which I was kindly gifted by Beebeecraft as part of their YouTube programme. If you've not seen the unboxing video of that, I will link it for you. And I will also link the Beebeecraft website in the description of this video. I will put my 10% off discount code in, and I will include the link to this actual product as well. All 3 moulds come as one set. So I'm going to have to turn my mat round because I keep sticking to that bit. Hold on. Yay! Hopefully that will be better. I don't know what's on my mat. Anyway, so I'm going to do all 3 of these in a different way because I like to do that if I've got multiple moulds. I like to see how versatile they are and the different things you can do with them. So one of them I am going to dust the mould and then just fill it with plain resin. Probably black, we'll see. Another one I am going to just use resin and inclusions, and the third one I'm going to do with eco resin just to see what the difference is between them. And there are hairs everywhere. You may see this one is wet at the moment because I did measure them with water to see how much they take, and I reckon they're going to take roughly 50 mils of resin each. So I will make up 120 mils of resin just to be on the safe side, and then I'll worry about the eco one later because I never know how to work that out. Anyway, so the first one that I'm going to work on, make sure it's clean, not got hairs in it, because this house is terrible for hairs with all the animals. Yeah, that's fine. So what I'm going to do with this one, I am going to dust it with, I've not used this yet, but I just got it and I'm excited. It's actually from Temu and it is laser powder. Look at the colour of that. It's meant to be a rose gold. So I thought, well, perfect time to try it because it's a lovely Valentine colour. As you can see, it's not even open yet. So I'm going to carefully open it, try not to get it everywhere. Oh, look at that colour. Yay. This is exciting. And I'll take a makeup brush. I don't even know if it will stick to the mould or not. We'll just need to wait and see. I'll try quite a big brush because it is a big area. It's quite a big mould, which is lovely. Oh, that is nice. Oh, look at that. Oh, this is going to be beautiful. So I will speed this bit up for you so that you're not here forever. So hopefully I have got that completely covered, making sure that I've got the insides of the tea light bit as well. Look at that rainbow, that is fantastic. So I'm going to put this away, and the mould took the powder really well, which is good. I'm just going to put this over my bin and tap it to get any excess powder out. Let's get this wiped up. Silicone mats are great for working with resin, but they're a nightmare to clean. Does anybody else find that? So that one is now ready. This one I don't need to do anything with because I'm going to put inclusions in the resin. And this one that had the water in it, I'm going to use that for eco resin because that's okay with water. If I was to use this with resin, I would need to make sure it was 100% clean. Dry, but it's fine. So I am now ready to mix up my resin, and I am using today the Tea Expert epoxy resin, crystal clear. I'm not using the 4-hour because I don't need, I'm not doing layers or anything. But I am going to put it through my bubble remover machine. I just got it for my Christmas, and I have made a video on that, so I'll put that up I will link that for you if it is already up. And yeah, I will come back to you once it's all mixed and debubbled and let you know what I'm going to do next. Right, so my resin has had 10 minutes in the bubble remover machine. Apologies for the dogs barking. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put about 50 mils of this into here for my mould that's going to have the inclusions in it, because it won't need more than that, I wouldn't think. because the inclusions take up space anyway. There we go, that's about 50 mils. Put that out the way so I don't spill it. Now you might see some resin on there just now. It's because I used my electric mixer and I just put the paddle in there for the drips. So what I'm going to do, before I do anything with my resin, I've decided to put, oh no, that's circles, hold on. This is the right one, it's little hearts. So I'm going to put them just along the base, well, which is going to be the top, before I add the resin. I don't know, they might float and mix with the rest of it, but that's fine if it does. I just thought it might be quite nice to give it an extra little bit of dimension, something a wee bit different, instead of just being the same all the way through. If I can open it, I'm going to take my gloves off. I have got small gloves on the way, thankfully, because it's driving me crazy having the big gloves. Right, so I'm basically just going to scatter some, oops, right, so I've just scattered some there, and of course some sticking to the base because of that resin, but that's fine, that is okay. And I'll just give it a wee sugar about. And sequins does what sequins does and sticks to silicone. Let's see if I can get them off the side. I could really have taken my time and used a spoon or something, but nah, who does that? Not me. Right, since this is at the top, I'm going to put my gloves on again. This bit here is going to be seen where the tea light goes in, so if they're going to stick there, let me try and get them a little bit more uniform. It might not happen because there's resin there, but that's okay. It really doesn't matter because the other inclusions are going to be seen here anyway. Right, that should do. Now, the other thing that I want to put in with my clear resin is some of this Mayspring Dazzling Diamond synthetic mica. It's supposed to be like the, is it crushed? Oh, I don't know. I can't remember. Crushed crystal or something. But look, and you only need a tiny wee drop. I have introduced some bubbles, but that's okay because bubbles are about to get introduced anyway. This is the inclusions that I'm going to be putting in. It's little love hearts. I think they're acrylic or plastic or something. They are meant to be beads, so they have got holes going through them which will generate bubbles. So I don't know how well this will work out, but I wanted to try them anyway. So I'm going to put quite a lot in. And we'll give it a good mix. Right, that should be nice. So I'm going to let that sit for a few minutes just to let all the bubbles come out of the little holes that are in the beads. And while I'm waiting for that, I am going to take the rest of my resin and add some black to it. Now what you find with powders like that, laser powder or chameleon powders, that sort of thing, the colour of it, the final colour changes according to the colour of resin that you put in. So you usually get the best colour shift if you use black. It usually pops a lot more, but depending on what look you're going for, you can just use clear resin, you can use white resin, and it'll give you a different look. That's what I like about these things, it's very versatile. So that's black, but not too black because I don't need it to be too black. And that should do. So I am just going to now pour this into this one. Hopefully we will have enough. Not quite. We've not quite got enough. My measuring must have been wrong. It definitely looked like it would take 50 mils. Let me scrape out what I can. It's actually not too far off. Whoops! The bottom is covered, so I might just leave it as it is. I could make up more resin. I'll wait and see how I get on with the other one. If I need to make up more resin, then I'll top this up. But if not, I won't bother, because if it's slightly lower than the others, again, that just gives a little bit of sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? I feel like I'm dancing. like having different heights will just add different dimensions to the set, so that's fine. Just putting some alcohol in there ready to clean it out. That's it for a few minutes to let the bubbles come to the top, then I'll give it a spray with alcohol. Right, let's just go for it with this now and see what happens. Because it's not the fast cure, the bubbles should have time to all dissipate and come out anyway, but we'll see. And I'm not paying attention to where the hearts are going, I'm just going to let them go where they want. 50 mils was definitely way too short. Because I made 120 and this has got inclusions, I reckon this takes at least 75-80 mils. Right, let's see if I can scrape any more resin out. So I can see some bubbles coming up, which is to be expected. I want these to be as flat as possible so that I've not got any sticking out. What I might end up doing, because there is still a little bit of room here, I might end up doing another coat once it's cured. We will see. Just to flatten it out, but I might not need it, we'll see. Remember, this is the bottom, so. And pop some alcohol in here. I don't know if I've got any gas left in my candle lighter to pop the bubbles. Oh, I have. I don't want to get too close to the mould though, and this one is a short one and I always burn my fingers with it. Right, that's got the majority of the big ones, I think. Ow, I need to invest in another one of them. I'm going to spray with alcohol instead. I'm going to do my black one as well. And this. Now, I'm going to put these over to the side a bit, but I'm not going to put them actually away yet. I'll babysit them for a wee while, so every time bubbles come up, I can just give them a little scoop. Actually, what I am going to do, I can see down at the bottom there are little bubbles. Wait, I'll bring you, in fact, do you know what, it's not bubbles, it's the other side of the hearts, I think. In fact, no, it's not, because they're double-sided. It must be bubbles. Right, let me bring you down and show you. You can see, right, hold it with this hand and use this. You can see there, it looks like it's a different colour, so that suggests to me that there's air or a bubble or something there. What, do you see that? See it moving about there? There it is, there's that bubble. Up it comes. So it's always worth having a look around. What I might do, I don't want to disturb all the hearts that are on the bottom. So let me turn this round. Yes, I have got this hand's glove off at the moment. Get this one. You see that rising up there? Quite a few bubbles coming up. It does happen when you put inclusions in, especially inclusions that have got holes in them. But I will keep an eye on that over the next sort of half hour or so and make adjustments as required. But now we are going to do our aquacast one. Right, I have had a clean up and I am ready to make up my aquacast for this. Now it is you get all sorts of eco resins, but I am using the Tealight aquacast. And I discovered that they have got, on the Tealight website, they've got a calculator to work out how much you actually need to use. So what I did was I put 80 mils in the calculator. I said that the mould takes 80 mils rather than 50 because I think it's definitely closer to that. If I've got some left over, that's fine. I've got other moulds. And according to that, to get the equivalent of 80 mils worth, I need 106 grams of powder and 38 grams of water. So let's do that. I'm going to put this on. Oh, don't tell me my scales are needing charged. Oh my goodness. It has been a while, folks, it has been a while. It looks like it's going to let me use them with them plugged in, so let's give it a go. So I'm going to tear this. Nope, that's changing the, shows you how long it's been. Right, it's on grams, tear, there we go, we're on 0. So I said I needed 106 grams of powder. This is where I make a mess. And no, I've not got gloves on. Aquacast is pretty safe. This maybe isn't going to be very accurate because it's plugged in. Let's just see. I'll try to make as little mess as possible. $111, so we need to take some out. 107, that'll do, that will do. So I'll take that off, put my other cup on for my water, tear it again so it's at 0, and I want 38 grams of water. Oh, we're at -2 again, this is not very accurate at all. Right, 38. And it does stay in grams, you don't change it. $41, maybe a bit much. Now it's saying 42 after I've taken some out. This is not accurate at all. I'm just going to go with it. Right. Now, if you've not used eco resin before, basically you don't get very long. You mix it, you add them together, you stir, you mix them up, and you've not got long at all to pour. Aquacast itself says you have got, it's not saying on the bag how long you've got, I think it said 10 minutes pot time. So once you've mixed it, you've got a maximum of 10 minutes to pour it wherever you want it to go. So you do need to be quite quick. Now I don't have a small whisk, I really need to invest in one. So I'm just going to use a lolly stick just now. And once I've mixed it, I'm going to try doing some marbling. So I've got this red, this was actually for the resin crate, and I'm going to add some of that in but not mix it completely so that it's kind of marbled and then pour it in. We'll see how it goes. I like to just add a little bit of water at a time and mix it up. When you're mixing, make sure that you get any lumps of powder from the bottom because they will like to settle down there. That's why a whisk is definitely better. You can see there's still big lumps of powder there. I'm just going to take this over to me. You'll be off camera for a minute, but it's easier for me to see whether it's all mixed. You want it to be a nice smooth consistency, usually a bit creamy, a bit thicker than milk, somewhere between sort of milk and double cream I find. This is maybe a little bit thin, but that's okay. Although you need to be as accurate as possible, you can add some water if you need to. If you've got quite an intricate mould, you can add extra water to make sure that it's thinner and gets into all the details. So if it is a little bit thinner, it should be okay. That looks not too bad. I don't think I've got any lumps anywhere. I'll give it another good stir just in case. Like I said, I'm not wearing gloves. Really, you should wear PPE at all times. I'm fine with eco resins, they don't affect my skin, but I would always advise people to use PPE, and I will once I get small gloves again. Right, that looks like it's nice and mixed. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to add some of my red, and I'm just going to stir it so that some of it's incorporated but not all of it. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't want the whole thing to be uniformly pink, because it will go pink rather than red because it's a white paste. You see, like that? I've maybe added too much actually. I might not get a marble now. We'll see what happens. No, that wasn't a very good one, Fiona. I've added too much paste. Not paste, pigment. But let's see what happens when we pour it. Actually, it's all at the top. I need to stir it a bit more to get it further down. Ah, that's better. because I've not got any down the sides looking at the cup. So we want to get it all in, all down to the bottom, like that. I'm not going to get much of a marble, but we'll just see what happens. And I am just going to pour now. I like to pour it from quite high to try to help the bubbles. Yeah, I'm not going to get much of a marble at all there. But we will see. Let's see how much it's going to take. I'm not being too far away. My desk isn't very level either just now, which doesn't help. Right, that will do. Now I'm going to let that settle for a wee bit. I'm going to get another mould to pour some of this remaining stuff in, which I should have had ready. Thankfully I know where it is. And I'm just going to pour some of this into these little hearts. I'm going to take my little pokey tool and just make sure that it's round all the nubbly bits. That's my technical term for the little bits that you can use, put a hanger on, put a jump ring on. And I'll just go round all the edges, make sure that it's in all the right edges and that there's no bubbles trapped. Some of them are a bit overfilled, but that's okay, I can sort that when I unmould them. Right, now what I'm going to do is just take this and go around the edges here as well to displace any bubbles, and I'll try and go around the edge of the Tealight bit. Bubbles do like to cling to the edges, especially like sharp angles, which we've not got in here. You can still see some bubbles rising to the top. And what you can do is just give it a gentle shake, a little tap tap. I should have actually stopped halfway through and given it a good sort of bump up and down, and I didn't. So it's a while since I've done eco resin. Right, and that's basically it. I will just sit and keep agitating this to get all the bubbles up to the top. And yeah, I will come back to you when these are ready to unmould. The epoxy resin ones are 24 hours. This would be sort of half an hour to an hour, but to be honest, I'll probably just wait and unmould them all at the same time. So I will see you back here tomorrow, which will be approximately a few seconds for you. Good morning. It's now a couple of days later. I couldn't get back to it yesterday, so let's get these unmoulded and have a look. First of all, I'm going to have a quick look at a couple of these little extras, the little hearts that I did. See what these are looking like. Oh, they're quite pretty. I think they'll be lovely as little charms to add to keychains and things. Yeah, you can't really see much of the pink. And there's a bit of overpour there, but that's fine. I think they're really cute. So I'll unmould them all later. Let's just stick with the eco resin one, will we? Let's see what this one's looking like. I don't know how easy these will be to unmould. Oh, they're perfectly fine. Oh, that's pretty. So you can see different colours. It's not actually marbled, but it is pretty. And it actually looks quite glossy. I like that. Isn't that pretty? I really like that. So with eco resin, you need to leave it for a good few days and then seal it, and then that's ready to go. So I'll give my mould a clean later. That shouldn't be difficult. Let's have a look at this one. I'm desperate to see what that powder's like. And obviously I didn't fill it right up, so there will be sharp edges, but you can easily sand them or just use a deburring tool to get it down. Ooh. Are we ready to look? Let's get this all sorted first. Are we ready? Look at that! How stunning is that powder? Wow! And the actual heart itself is beautiful. There's a couple of little bits that I missed with the powder, but that's fine. Look at it. I absolutely love that. And for taking quite a bit of resin, it's quite light. That I like that mould, and it does look shiny. Yay! So yeah, I'll just use the burn tool and go around the edge. If you don't know, that's what it looks like, and you basically just do that. I really like doing that actually, it's quite satisfying. And you just go around the edges like that. I won't do it just now, but that's, if you hear someone talking about using a deburring tool, that's what it is. It's a lot safer than using a blade. Oh, I love that. And let's see, now this one is very rough here. You can feel a lot of the hearts sticking out. And if it was for anyone other than myself, I would put another layer on here so that it was nice and smooth. But it's just for me, so I'm quite happy just to unmould it. I want to see what it's like. I'm too impatient. And yeah, they unmould very easily. Always put your moulds back into shape. Right, are we ready? We've got a little bubble there. 1, 2, 3. Ah, look. That's nice. So it has got a bit of a shine. Oh, I do like the hearts in the top, and that's it at the sides. And you can see that the sort of crystal-y powder type stuff that I put in as well. And I'm surprised that there's no bubbles. Apart from that little one there, I'm not seeing any bubbles. I thought I might get some. Oh, there's a wee tiny micro bubble there. I thought I would get some because of the holes in the beads, but I'm not seeing them. And yeah, using the debubble machine definitely made a difference. I like it. So what do we think? There we have, that was it. Oh, I've got a bit of resin in there. That was the one set of Tealight moulds from Beebeecraft, done in 3 different ways, and I think they're all really nice in their own way. I don't know if I've got 3 Tealights to put them all in together, but I will put one, if I can find one, I will take photos and put them in at the end for you so that you can see what they look like with the Tealights in them. Now, like I said, you would need to seal this, just any sort of wax or, you know, glaze type thing. And with the Eco one, they are heat resistant, so you could use a normal Tealight, like a naked flame. I wouldn't advise it, to be honest, because I don't know, I worry about naked flames as it is. But you could, I would always use an artificial Tealight in anything, definitely epoxy resin ones, because you don't want a flame near it and they don't take heat too well. So yeah, I would definitely use an artificial Tealight in them. You would get away with a normal one in that, but I would just use an artificial one anyway. So what do you think? Let me know in the comments below. I just love, I don't know if the camera is picking up the colour change in that, but I am loving it so much. And yeah, I will put photos in. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you to Beebeecraft for gifting me these. Remember, the link to the Beebeecraft website and the Tealight moulds will be in the description of this video, along with my 10% off discount code. And there is the link to the Beebeecraft YouTube program there as well. So if you want to take part, to get free products from Beebeecraft to show your viewers, you need to have 100 subscribers or more, and then just follow the link in my description of this video. Right, thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this, please do hit the thumbs up button. Like I said, talk to me in the comments below. Let me know which one is your favourite, 1, 2 or 3. And subscribe please if you haven't already, and I will see you in our next one. Thanks everyone, bye.